Hey, I'm Nina Las Vegas and welcome to Nando's Music Exchange. In today's masterclass, I'm going to be sharing some tips about how to release music independently and do it well. I'm a DJ, producer, and I've run a record label for about 5 years, and I actually think that this is stuff that I wish I'd been told when I started doing it. So, you ready? Let's go. We're going to kick off with demos. The mix, the master, aka the song. When your demo feels good enough to send, and that is when you're really proud of hearing it and want to hear it again and again, I suggest sending it to 3 people. 1, your best mate, who will be honest. 2, someone in your family, like your mum or your aunt. And 3, the coolest person you know. To me, that's kind of the holy trinity and what makes a good song. Something that can be kind of popular and mainstream, something that can turn the heads and be interested, and something your friends can blast. I suggest listen in every way. That is on your iPods, on your phone, on your computer, through the speakers, through an amp in your car. There's not a right or wrong experience. If you can kind of cover a lot of them, then you have a good idea. If it sounds good, it will sound good for someone else. If you are requiring feedback, like honest mix feedback or structural feedback, I sometimes try and give feedback through the medium it's made. aka I get a WAV, I break down the song in Ableton, I write notes on SoundCloud. I be really detailed. If you want that feedback, ask for it. Impossible. Also, you need that person to tell you to stop. This is good, this is done. Get it out. Staying organized is your best friend, seriously. And if you're good at it, you can kind of save yourself some money and not pursue the manager just yet because you're doing a lot of those tasks yourself. Setting a timeline and then working on a calendar basis to get that stuff done is how I manage my releases. Basically, once the song is submitted, I then plot 6 to 8 weeks in my calendar to put it out around then. Gives me all these little moments and deadlines, whether it be a bio, new photos, cover art animation. I put those in the calendar and then I work off tasks to get those things activated. There's a world of organizational free software. It can get really nerdy, but it's good. And if you find one that works for you that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, go for it. I also think that then helps you build a checklist for your next release. Write everything down, keep it on file, and so when you're ready to do this all again, you've got a little pattern for how things should work and what time you should be doing them. Don't be afraid to use a notepad. I have one by my bed. It's helped me kind of sleep because often you have so much running around. If I just write it down, I can cross it off. Feels great. If you're constantly organizing little sources of inspiration throughout the year, then when it's time to brainstorm, you have a list of things to look through. It is really important to save everything in folders. Use Google Drive, use Dropbox. And when the song is all ready to go and send out, create a new folder with all the finished assets in there. So if you can share that song instantly on DM, instantly to a friend, that particular folder which you've organized to look so pro is what they get. It's a dream for any radio presenter or curator to get something that formal and clear. Hot tip. It's kind of sounding draining, right? All of this stuff, and I'm throwing a million things at once. That's exactly how my brain feels. Music is such a crazy thing because we think there's so much urgency around it, but at the same time it should be timeless. So if you're not desperate to drop that song on August 1st, just look after yourself. Give yourself time, be organized, and take care. Okay, thinking bigger picture and holistically. If you plan on doing a visual or a music video and you have the funds or the friends or the hookups to do so, amazing. But it is really important to not just add noise to the landscape. I think it's also really understand to know what your skill set is. Some people don't have it in them to have that visual concept surrounding a song. Again, go back to those Instagram saved elements, hit up cool directors, see if you can get it cheeky DM and a collaboration. To wrap this section up, I do think the key is the song and how you perceive it and put it out. I also think that you have to be really, really wise as to why you're doing a video. Is this because you feel like it's going to help the song? Is this a moment in time? Is this something that will live on forever? Okay, it's all there. The mix sounds great. The master is done. It's submitted. You have a beautiful artwork. You potentially have some cool visual aspects to share as well. How do we promote it? Even if you don't have a publicist, which is totally fine, do write yourself a little bio, do write yourself an extended paragraph about the song, put it in a Word doc and put it in that folder where you keep the WAV and MP3, the artwork and press photos. Put it all in the one spot that you can share to people instantly. Now, do you have a fan base? It's okay you don't, it has to start somewhere. Everyone had 0 fans before they had 1 million. Ultimately, we're seeing with releases that a lot of things are shifting towards fan-driven elements. Stan culture is huge. So you treat your fans with respect, they will look after you. If they share your song, you DM them back and you thank them. That engagement, they will always remember, and they will always think of you when you put out music as the person that thanked them. Something I do when I put out a song for an artist that is small is I try and find a similar artist and Google where they've been written about, played, etc. I then, and again, this takes a bit of time, I search the internet, I go on Twitter. A lot of writers have in their bio their address. Same with radio hosts that are more curated. There's often a music email. Send them a genuine email, not a long one, not too much, just like, hey, I've listened to your show. I think you might like this because you like this person. Would love to hear your thoughts. If they do play it, thank them. Honestly, little nice parts of communication really go a long way. Finally, if you want support, be a supporter. If you're known as someone that is always there, repping a certain sound, repping a certain scene, that scene will bring you in and do the same. Community is such a big part about being a musician. We're all driven by fans, and that's how you want to be. Like, you actually don't want a label driving something or an algorithm driving something. You want your fans, and if you can be the best fan, if you can reach out to other young emerging artists and big up their songs, share their music, they will do the same for you. All right, it's out. It looks sick. What now? That, my friend, is the annoying and sometimes hard feeling to describe of putting out music. You spend so much time on it, and then literally it's an MP3 that people can choose to listen to if they want. In this time when a lot of us are inside or in lockdown, we've lost that ability to see our fans. It's all online. It's kind of wild. Doesn't mean it gets easier. I just think you have to be okay with allowing release day being a little weird. I think to stay focused and to feel good about it, you have to actually allow yourself a little reward on a kind of strategy level. I also have like very little points of achievement. Your first little achievement could be 10,000 streams. And then post-release, it doesn't stop. So back to timelines and creative, think of different ways to present it to new fans as it grows. Some songs take a while, so don't be disheartened if the first week is quiet. Keep doing that research, keep finding people to play the song. If someone plays it, thank them, but also make note of who helped you and who supported you so you can go back to them next time. So there we have it. I hope you've learnt something. Feel free to hit me up. There'll be resources available, I'm sure. And yeah, nice chatting with you.